made me see certain people. Because now I have only myself.
I think it's like an only ourself session.
Oh.
Every now and then I see a wheel turning on Meg and I'm like, maybe I'll see Meg today.
I'm gonna go ahead and reload Roll20 completely. See if that helps.
I will say, this is the first time that we've used the cameras in Roll20, and I really like being able to see you guys on the screen so that I can see you where I'm looking instead of in Discord. But it's got some bugs.
Yeah. I see Caleb now too. Yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I refreshed, and now I can see John, Zach, and Meg. So.
Yay!
But I'm still off of my own.
Yep. You just have this rotating circle over your forehead, or like a corner of your forehead.
Let me try and turn off the fan, see if that helps.
Are we ready, Dean?
Yeah, sorry, I'm just tinkering with buttons still. Maybe I'll spend some time before next week's session trying to figure out why this happens every week. Because there's no like troubleshooting that really addresses the problem specifically that we're having. There's like if everyone's a wheel and not an image, or if there's audio but no video. There's lots of, but none of them are my issue. All right, we'll just get this going. I guess put us live, and I'd like a volunteer to recap for previously on Dungeons and Dragons.
So Happy. You got this, Happy, or Caleb.
I'm trying to set it up so that my son can watch.
It's all you, Caleb.
I don't know.
I actually left early, so I don't remember how things ended up last time.
I'll finish off after the end. I'll let you do the start of it. Go for it.
So last time on House of Geb, our travelers made it to the mountains to find the Serpapod, which we did find and destroy and take the head of. But it was nasty and zombified, and we were not really sure what was causing that or what that was from. After making our way out of the treacherous caves, we decided to explore other caves and hopefully not die. So we explored additional caves and found a hyena of some sort, what appears to be a hyena mom who was also zombified, if I recall correctly. It was a rough battle, but we made it out, and we made it out with some treasure and a few wolf pups. I guess that was backwards, huh? We did we did the wolf pups first, or the hyena pups first, and then the Serpapod. And then I'm not sure how that ended because I had to leave a little early.
After we got the Serpapod taken care of, we went through and found a puzzle where we solved the little puzzle and got even more loot from everybody. Or for everybody.
I forgot about the
Quite a bit.
That was fun.
It was fun. It was a team effort between Draco, Ani, and Happy. We got it all figured out though.
Yep.
You know, I was fine with everything until I heard there was a puzzle. I missed a puzzle?
You missed
now
a puzzle.
I'm pissed.
It was a good one. But
I missed
tried
the puzzle
to play
too.
you as true to your character as possible. So you hid around corners and you stayed far away from the madness. And I think I
and killed me.
Yes,
Oh,
and
yeah.
you also killed him on.
Apropes. Apropes.
And I think I put some inventory in your character sheet. Both of you actually should have some extra gold because we split the treasure.
Yeah,
Yep,
I just
easily.
see cave treasure, Mastercraft
Cha-ching.
lockbox.
hmm
I don't know what that is.
So we had taken
It's the empty box that it came in,
that had the
because it was
puzzle.
Oh, okay.
because it was worth some money.
Yeah,
Fun.
I also have a dagger to sell. I got shit to sell, you guys. I'm stoked on that.
And Happy has a cool little black light torch.
Yep, the blue light special.
Yeah,
Yes.
the blue light special.
That
Right.
showed
And
us.
basically, I'm just carrying various parts of various animals and
Yes.
anti-griffin.
It's true.
Yes.
I have a griffin wing, a horse haunch, hyena heads, and the serpent head.
I mean, you now have a reputation, so
I too am a collector. And I think we limped back to Toph, and I think basically decided on rest and recovery
Yes.
because several of you were not healthy.
Did we? Because my character
Say the least.
icon looked pretty unhealthy, but I am at full hit points, so I think
I don't know
just
if
didn't
I don't know
update
if we did the mechanics of
We
a short
didn't.
or long rest. I think we were short on time because the session was over, but I think we just said, okay, so we'll just like fast cut to successfully returning to the village, and we all
Yes.
said agree, and that's where we are now. So after the harrowing battle in the lair of the Serpapard, we had victory. You guys solved the puzzle chest, garnering you even more vast stores of wealth. You managed to get all of it back to Toph, the small village that's basically the watering hole for the Jahaleen tribe. Picking up right here in the heat of it, what do you want to do? In the rest of the order of the day?
Wasn't the horse and rider Jahaleen?
Indeed, he
Should
was.
we ask about them?
Sure.
Somebody else want to ask about them? Sorry, I forgot. I'm kind of dumb.
the who and the what? What are we talking about?
We found a horse and rider at the end of the first cave that we went in, that had the number 2 on it. So I'm referring to it as the second cave. We found a horse and rider in there, and it was Jahaleen, and there was, I think that was where the sword came from. We have a fancy scimitar.
Yeah, I'd say we should go talk to the guy that led us over there, the one that we healed up before we headed out. So I head over there and let him know, or no, the person that would probably know the best would be the water
Guy at the well. Yeah.
guy at the well. So let's go over to there and debrief him what went down.
Are we just gonna show the head around and be like, hey, is this what you were talking about? Or should we have some discretion about who we share what with?
What, the Serpapard head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm wearing that on a belt.
Okay.
So
Okay, so that's pretty
there's
obvious.
no hiding that.
Okay.
It was pretty large.
And
I am a minotaur.
did we bring I'm happy to talk with them. Did we bring back any kind of identifying mementos?
No, because there wasn't really anything on the
Anything identifiable
bodies.
on the body? Okay.
Yeah.
Other than the falchion, the sword.
Yeah, I remember
Yes.
you guys grabbing the sword, and that was about it.
Okay. So do you want me to show the sword to the water guy?
Only if he asks. I think we should probably just kind of,
Okay.
just to be sure.
So I do seem to remember that he didn't necessarily believe specifically that the Serpapod was real, that it was more myth. So
Right.
I think I'm just going to walk up to him and say, well, I think we can finally answer the legend or reality question of your Serpapod. And then gesture to the head on the belt.
His he's working on some stuff on his blanket there, maybe polishing silverware or a hookah. And you can tell he's a conversationalist. He's the well keeper. He meets hundreds of people every day, and he recognizes you by the sound of your approach and by your voice first. He's still muttering with his toys and tools there, and he looks up first at you, Oni, and like delivers his very dry, sort of traveler's wit of, boy, you don't look well.
I like this guy.
But then as soon as you step aside, parting the seas of his vision to see the giant severed serpent cat head just still bleeding down Hoppy's leg, he scuttles backwards like a crab trying to get to his feet and away from the serpent head, and immediately just begins a prayer. He's praying to the goddess Isis on his hands and knees.
So we took care of your problem you had here.
After completing his prayer, he takes a moment sort of to gain composure and wants to poke at it. Like, you can tell that there's something either like taboo about touching it, because he gets very close to it but never actually touches it, not even with like a tool or a knife or anything, but just cannot believe it. He's examining it like if someone had brought you a Bigfoot, just something he's heard stories of his whole life, but maybe only a very small part of him ever believed it could really exist. But here he is confronted now with that like very visceral, very tangible evidence that it is in fact a real creature, and moreover that you've killed it and removed its head. He can't think of what else to say, so he literally just starts shaking your hands, thanking you for killing the creature that's been raiding the village. He says he's not sure that a thanks is enough, but he has little else he can offer you. Except for water. He forgets he's the well keeper for a moment and offers you room in the secondary house here that he's gotten all the water you can drink.
That sounds refreshing, guys, don't you think?
Who offered the $500 or the
Bounty?
reward? Yeah, the bounty.
I was back in the other town.
Okay, so we need to bring it to the other town.
I'm gonna remember the name of it. Just give me like 5 seconds for my brain to wake up.
Okay.
Oh, cue music.
I was just showing you the board. This was from the exchange board in Noonshade, but you can claim bounties at any exchange board, and this one was specific in that it was sponsored by the Adi. So technically you could probably even collect payment from the Adi.
I'm gonna ask him where we can go to collect payment on the open bounty for the monster, and suggest that the person that's recovering, wasn't necessarily truthful with where he directed us based on the attack, so he should be considered potentially mischievous. And not all
Mischievous.
the way trustworthy.
He laughs that no one in the sands is entirely trustworthy, but you need not worry about him. He's departed long ago, almost immediately after you departed for the hills.
Which direction did they go?
I could tell you only that he headed west.
Toward the hills, or
Now, did he really head west, or?
North is the direction of the hills.
Okay.
Correct, Mark.
Okay.
We also found a horseman, or the remains of a horseman, in one of the caves as well. Did you guys have anyone go missing recently?
He says that they're the Jahaleen riders that patrol this area are not exactly tightly knit, so it's not uncommon for us to not see one another for days at a time. But there are several who have not reported in.
Did any of them have a horse?
Said that they are all scout riders of the Jahaleen. they each of them are masters of the horse, and
So,
you
sorry
can't tell
for
they're
our
like,
friend.
This leg looked
He
familiar.
isn't the quickest.
right.
Our friend here, he's not the quickest. I'm sorry.
Like, you can tell he's giving you like this enormous courtesy that like normally he would just call you an idiot outright, but because you are this giant bull holding the severed head of a serpent, he's like, I'm not sure if I'm being fucked with or not. Like,
I'm going to ask him if he recognizes the horse punch.
Oh no.
Maybe it's got a brand. We don't know.
He recoils at the almost now starting to turn horse flank haunch that you're holding up like a chicken drummy. And he's trying to examine it, but also hoping to God that you don't have severed portions of the rider with you.
Oh god.
We didn't.
Be right back.
Full disclosure, Michelle, we may have let the hippogriff baby eat on some of the dead bodies while we were doing things in the caves.
And
But
by
Well-
may
won't
have,
kill anybody to
definitely,
eat it.
totally did.
If they were already dead, I guess we'll let it slide this one time.
Out of character, 2 things. I'm really sad that you guys can't see what I'm wearing because I'm wearing my stealth check shirt.
Nice.
Because, barbarian. And also, last night I was reading an article about somebody complaining that their D&D campaign wasn't cruelty-free. So,
Oh jeez.
so we're going the opposite.
I'd say
Definitely.
may not be ticking that box. He tells you that it's the right color for the kinds of horses that the outriders prefer. He said if you had any paraphernalia, any of the saddle or bridling used, if you had any of his gear, he might be able to make a more positive identification. All he could tell you now is possibly.
Cool. Very
Say-
unhelpful.
Say if you had a uniform or a saber.
Oh.
Well, that's good to know.
We do have the saber.
I think I have it. I'm going to pass the knife to Amon just to remind him that I almost killed him and be like, you show it. Because I don't talk to humans. I don't know. Unless I have a good reason to.
I show the well keeper the knife.
Saber.
The knife or the falchion?
The falchion, sorry.
He does immediately recognize the falchion. He runs his fingers over the ornate silver gilding that I told you about on the handle, and you can tell like he's got that sense memory that immediately tells him who this is. And there's just a moment of silence. He holds the handle of the falchion tight with the blade curving down towards the sands and just presses it into his breast, and tells you the man that held this is dead.
Yes.
He is.
He lays the falchion down on the rug again and begins praying to the goddess Isis one more time. After the short prayer is concluded, he tells you that this was one of their foremost outriding captains named Jessup. He is the
Jessup.
brother. He is the
Sorry.
brother of Artunis, the leader of the Jahalin.
Oh. Whew.
Oh, we should return that to him then, since he's the leader.
What was his name again?
Which one? I can put them
The-
both in chat.
The leader of the Jolly.
Jessup, a dead guy. Okay. I'm gonna ask for it back and ask where we can find our Tunis so that we can return it directly.
He tells you that they might not receive you should you go alone, but he's happy to escort you. Long has he been in service of the Jahalin as the Wellkeeper, and believes he can make the introductions.
Perfect. I'd also like to ask him, I'm gonna gesture to our little cubs and ask him if he's encountered, in his times living in the sands, if he's encountered any creatures quite like this, and if he knows of any remedies for their current situation.
He, without like reservation at all, just begins sort of stroking their fur and playing with them until one of them looks at him and they have those reptilian slitted eyes, and he instantly recoils, having obviously been very comfortable raising and breeding hyenas his whole life, but not liking at all what he's currently seeing with these, and asks, "What have you done to them? What evil has befallen them?"
Sorry for our child.
First of all, we didn't do anything. We found them this way.
And they seem to be like the mother seemed to have been attacked by something. We think is that Serpapard took over the mom, and then she gave birth to these. That's what we assumed.
Have you ever seen anything like this?
He shakes his head no, but tells that the legend is that the Serpapard's bite is intensely venomous and that there is no surviving it. Any bit by the Serpapard dies to corruption eventually.
Well, they haven't been bit.
The mama was though.
That's okay. I've got her head too.
He tells you the kindest thing you can do to these pups is perhaps painlessly kill them now.
Is there anyone who might have direct experience with or could help us find a different route to take?
He says all the answers you seek may very well lie with the Jahaleen. They have a powerful shaman, a keeper of the spirits named Venestra, who would know about such things.
That's the shaman.
With the Jahaleen. Well, let's go meet the Jahaleen. Let's go meet Artunis. If you'd be so kind.
He does not wish to doubt your resolve, but eyes you up and down and asks if you're certain you're well to travel.
Have we not had a short rest yet? Or a long
No, we
rest?
just arrived.
Yeah,
we
you
just
guys went
arrived.
straight here.
Oh, okay.
Certainly let us tend our wounds and clean ourselves up a bit.
Be ready to go tomorrow? Nice long rest?
We'll meet you at the well at sunrise. And depart.
How far is it to the dude?
It's not
Artunis?
far. It's only maybe 10-15 miles north and to the east along the ridgy hill line. He said you may have accidentally almost discovered it if you were up in the northern hills.
Is there any reason to expect danger in that direction?
I mean, no more or less than there is reason to suspect danger in the sands on any day.
Okay.
We need a rest. Seriously, we just did 15 miles.
Okay.
Well, actually, we did 30 miles because we walked there, then walked back already.
You guys need to get your shit up to par. Everybody
Yeah.
needs a rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
John will definitely try to kill you if you do stupid shit like not rest.
I have I've done that.
Just a time or two.
I'm gonna be the horse haunch to Andy and in part of the evening entertainment.
All right, off to the inn. Let's get some rest.
And make sure our donkey is watered well.
Pack mules.
Pack
We
mules.
we left the little girl and the dumb like ranch hand here,
That's what I'm
right?
sorry. They came
They
with us.
came up
'cause-
to the mountains with us, but we brought them back, I assume.
I
Okay.
don't know that it was implicitly said, but I assumed so, yes.
Yeah, they've been traveling with us, staying with the cages.
Their
Yeah.
lives are never going to be the
Babysitting
same.
Andy.
Yeah.
So far in this story, in this campaign, we haven't left people behind yet. I'm hoping that remains the case.
Well, one can hope. Okay, cool. So we rest.
We
I'm
rest.
sorry, I'm doing one technical behind-the-scenesy thing, and then I'll be right with you. Make sure that if you're doing a long rest, make sure you hit the long rest button or restore, hit dice spells, etc., etc.
My character sheet is still not loading.
What do you mean it's not loading?
I open it up and it's blank. I've refreshed Roll20 a couple times and it's still.
Give me 1 second. I'll take a look at your sheet with you. Alright, I'm gonna be in your sheet also, so if stuff moves, that's just me.
John is up in your sheet.
Up
He
in
is
my sheet.
up
go.
in your sheet.
Do you see it
I
now?
see it now. Yeah. Thank you.
If you, I don't know how it happened, but do you see the 3 bars in the upper right hand corner called Core, Bio, and Spells?
Yeah.
Core is highlighted red now because that's the tab we have open. You were looking at this. You were in your Bio
Oh.
tab.
Okay.
So if you just
It's
click
what
on
happened to me
Core
last
again,
time.
Yep.
Gotcha.
then we'll take you right back to where you were.
Sweet. Okay. And where's the long rest? I got it.
Nice. All right. Does anybody else have any long resty style questions? Or are we good to wake up and move on with our day?
Sure, let's go ahead and continue.
All right. Sun rises over the desert early. Morning finds you well rested. You're able to get what supplies you have together and are ready for the trek across the desert to the city of the Jahalin. Standard question, not inferring anything, just don't want to step on anybody's agency. Is there anything you'd like to do last minute in town before you set out into the desert?
Hell no, I'm keeping my money. Screw you people. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding.
On the way...
Can
go ahead,
I
Mark,
check the inside of the house with the blue light special, the house we stayed in?
You can.
Yeah, just look around, see if there's any of the thief sign.
The inside of the house reveals nothing.
What's
I'm
the
not-
outside of the house reveal?
Well, do we wanna wipe it around and see if we can find anything cool here, or
He said
is this-
inside of the house, so that's very specific.
Well, I wasn't sure we wanted to announce that we had this.
I don't know how it works, so you're the person.
It just allows us to see the thief signs and for me to interpret them.
Ooh, I just want that.
It lets whoever's using it kind of basically see thieves can't in the way that you read it naturally. And it does also sometimes highlight hidden things or potential traps and hazards.
Have I seen any thieves' cant in this desert town?
You have. Unfortunately, you weren't here for it. but
Son
you
of a bitch!
you killed it.
I killed it?
You translated very, very well and effectively.
Yep, nailed it.
Oh, thanks.
After we needed
Thanks,
the
Meg.
information.
I played it
Dang.
just exactly the way you would.
I actually believe that with my whole heart. Except you didn't manage to kill Amon, so we
That was
tried.
close.
Good faith effort, though.
Okay.
I say now, let's continue this adventure because
Yeah, I'm not.
we'll be back.
I was just checking on the inside because I figured I had time during the night. But
Okay.
I wasn't gonna do the
Just
town.
curiously inside. Okay.
Yeah.
As you gather to meet the Wellkeeper outside, there's kind of a hustle and bustle. You know, this is sort of like a crossroads town, right? There's just this Wellkeeper's building, and then about 400 feet away, there's 2 or 3 other structures, and then a couple of tents, and that's basically it. So to call it even a town is very generous. It's not. It's a it's a highway stop. It's a rest stop. But all of the people in this rest stop town have turned out and are swarmed around some new arrivals to the crossroads.
Us?
Me at the
No, new
Oh.
people.
crossroads. Sorry, I had to.
Turns out nobody cares about you now because there's new hotness in town.
Dang.
And I
Let's
don't
go
know
check it
that,
out. I want to see.
Oh, ask our tour guide. What's all this about?
He says they arrived this morning. Best
Can I
people
s-
wide.
Can I sneak? I'd like to sneak. I'm gonna give Oni the eyes of like, keep doing what you're doing. I shall be back. So she knows I'm gonna sneak away and come back.
I'm gonna make sure to provide lots of conversation as cover.
Alright, so let's go talk to.
Is that what I do?
I love that. Is that what I do? That is a great start. There's not a lot of structure here, but you use it to the absolute best of your abilities to sneak around the facility until you can see that there are 3 men, 2 built guys, in good shape, 6 foot tall. All 3 of them are wearing gold-plated armor that looks like the segmented exoskeleton of a scorpion. But the 3rd man is a foot taller than the other 2, and is as well muscled as Hoppy, and he's like being given the deferential respect of obviously being the leader or commander of something.
Okay. Can I hear them?
You cannot, but because of your time of evading the law, you recognize the armor and the scorpion crest as them being members of the Yadi. Literally means his hand. They are an extension of like the Pharaoh's bodyguard service that enforce his will throughout the kingdom of Amon-Ra. Sort of like getting a visit from the marshals.
They sponsored the bounty.
They sure did.
We should go talk to them.
Which bounty? We're doing a few.
Purple Park.
Okay.
I leave that up to you guys.
I'm just gonna walk up. Hey, I killed the Serpapard.
No. Mm-mm.
This kid, I tell you, Oni.
Are you gonna stop me?
First of all, I'm not with you right now. You don't know what's happening, so.
That's right. Okay.
I'll step forward and introduce our team and say that we saw their posting and took care of their problem.
Are you waiting for Renan to return, or are you talking to them?
I'm
while
trying
Renan
to buy
is
her time to do.
But you
what
guys
she's
aren't.
doing.
I'm not with you. You're not there, right? Or are we all in a similar area?
I mean, you didn't have to travel far. Like the center, air quotes, of town is only a few hundred feet from the well. So I'm letting everybody sort of act at the same time. But if you don't, like, if everybody's saying they're doing an action, you're doing that while Renan is scouting.
Mm-hmm. I'm aware she's not with us, and I'm also trying to make sure that we hold the attention on ourselves to give her the best chance for success.
So we're walking over to them.
Is that a question or a statement? I'm sorry.
Question.
Yes. Yeah, I think we're all following Oni. Oni's going to speak on behalf of us, and
would Oni also know that these are the Yagi?
Almost certainly.
Okay.
I'm gonna stay as hidden as I can and let Oni do her thing.
Which I have already stepped forward.
Mm-hmm. They, like just consummately trained warriors, they see another person in armor with even a sheathed weapon, and they immediately draw theirs and ask what business you have to approach the Yadi.
Am I still holding the... What is it called? The sword from... You have a special word for it?
The falchion?
Falchion. Am I still holding the falchion? If not, I'm going to hold my hand out to the party member that's currently holding it and say, we've come to return this to Artunis. We have unfortunate tidings of his brother.
The 2 small ones shake their heads. I don't know who Artunis is. And why would we be concerned about this? We've come on an urgent matter from Pharaoh himself. You best not waste his time or ours.
I step forward and say, did you post a bounty for a...
I step up and show them the head.
mythical creature. at the same time as Hoppy is losing all
He's
subtlety.
like pointing at the head.
Oh no, I'm doing a little dance and making it move on my belt.
Nice.
Oh my god. Once the head is revealed in plain view, all three, including the leader, have drawn their weapons now and ask where you have come by this.
We killed it. Are you gonna pay us?
He said, we are in this area specifically to deal with the threat of the Serpapard. Tell me, how many have you slain?
Just the one. Otherwise,
How
I'd have
many
more
are
heads.
there? I'm gonna interject and ask the question. How many are there?
He chuckles and says, there's never only one. And the large man, the leader, sort of like evaluates each of you with like a full 2-second just up and down glare. I doubt sincerely that all of you killed this. Perhaps her, nodding at Oni. Almost certainly him, nodding at Hoppy. I'm sure the rest of you helped.
Hey, I was distraction. That works.
The posting was not for multiple. You owe us some money.
Mm-hmm.
He tells you that he is happy to provide you the gift of Pharaoh's gold, and says that if you are indeed capable of slaying Serpapard, you keep your eye out, for there is never only one.
Okay.
Pleasure doing business with you.
He asks where
Is
you
there
killed
money
it.
for more of them?
Oh yeah.
Hoppy's like, let's just hang out in the mountains and kill Serpapards.
He tells you that if you bring him more severed heads of dead Serpapards, he'll pay you 500 gold per head.
Damn. That's a gold mine for us, guys. Now we know it's there. Let's not just
not
kill
do
them
that
all
now.
while we're here. We can come back.
Just
They'll be here.
literally farm them, open up a Serpapard ranch.
There you go.
Man, we don't know where these things keep coming from, but they just keep coming and we just keep making money off of them.
He wants the head in exchange, and he has one of his lessers, one of his subordinates, start counting out money.
Aw, but I liked the head.
Give him the head.
Don't relinquish
We'll
the
get
head
you
until
another
we
one.
have money in hand.
Who's our banker?
You have the bag of holding, so I think you're holding our excess.
Oh,
Okay, so we're getting 500 gold pieces. I'm adding it to our inventory and making a note that we have 500 amongst all of us. That didn't make sense. That we have 500 total.
Plus our
We should have
individual
also
gold.
had 200. Okay,
You have your
who's-
individual gold, and then we have 500 in like our group loot,
Correct.
which we may at
but
some
we
point
should have
decide
also-
to disseminate.
we should have also had $200, 200 gold from splitting the loot we got last
Oh,
week.
yeah.
Yeah, you were
And-
supposed to add that 200 to your own sheet, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we split it 5 ways, so there was 200 that went into the group bank, and there's also 300 to 400.
No, we split
gold
it 5
of-
ways, then each of our character sheets got 200 gold.
Yes.
There are 5
Okay,
players.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that we split it. There
No,
were only
that's
4
okay.
players.
Yeah, we
So-
didn't have an extra. We didn't create a 6th share for like a group fund. We just split that.
Well, but it was 1,200
My
gold, so it should have been. There should have been enough for 200 for each of us,
Yep. 200 for
And
each.
200 for the bank.
Oh, I see. I didn't realize it was 1,200.
Okay, then I'm going to
So we
put
have 700.
700 gold
Mhm.
into our group bank.
Good catch, Mark.
Good job,
And
Mark.
There was also 300 to 400 gold of. I wrote this all down last time, so
Okay.
just to go over it really quick, there was 85 gold of currency, just small change, I think. I don't remember
Yep, just
exactly what it was.
In coins, yep.
Yeah, and then 300 to 400 gold of keeper junk in the nest,
I have
and
that.
then 80. Then the clockwork chest was worth 50 to 60. So
Yeah, the lockbox. I have the craft lockbox to sell or repair. I have the cave treasure, approximately 300 to 400, and then the golden filigree, however you want to say that word.
Hmm.
okay, so,
And we'll
So
sell
And then-
those
total of
when we get
700.
them.
doesn't- Yes, as long as it doesn't exist in 2 player sheets, effectively doubling your treasure, that is accurate. So one person keep that record and the other person delete it.
yeah,
I've got-
785. Yeah,
Yep.
I just have it in notes. I'm not
Okay.
acting as banker unless you guys want me to.
Nope, I have it all. So I have
Okay.
785 in our group bank. And
Got it.
everyone should
Okay.
have 200
Yeah, that
At
sounds right
least.
to me.
Yep.
at least. Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. We're good. Sorry. Sorry.
After a lengthy and elaborate discussion about personal finances in front of the Yadi,
Yeah. Awesome.
they give you the 500 gold, take the head, and still just wonder how people such as you could kill a monster such as this. But are
Gills
happy
with a
that
Z.
you're out here, doing the Lord's work. Um,
The Pharaoh's work, yes.
reminds you that the offer stands, that Ephron's word is as good as any in the sands here. 500 gold per Serpapard head. And
Does he have any information on where
Artunis.
more superparts could be?
he was hoping that you would tell him where you killed the one you killed. His team are here to make sure that they don't harm any more of
Point
Pharaoh's
like
citizens.
Babe Ruth. Point like Babe Ruth, Hoppy.
Up there.
Yeah.
Do we want to point out the hyenas as well?
I'm guessing
No.
not with this particular crew.
Well-
They'll just kill him.
Do they say anything about the hyena head that's on my belt next to the
What the
so
fuck? You have a hyena head on your belt
It's
too?
the
Who
mother.
let this guy go out into nature?
We didn't know about the cubs until after we had already killed the mother, which was attacking us, to be fair.
Mhm.
Oh my
So
god.
we saved the cubs.
They don't. At this point, because she was already sort of rotten from the inside, it looks like a decayed hyena head. Hyenas are
Oh.
very much a part of the culture here in this part of the desert, so having a decayed hyena head makes you like a little bit of a weirdo, but as far as it being like a thing they've never seen before, it's certainly not.
Okay.
So
That
I
is
want to
funny.
go back to Artunis. I'm gonna hold the falchion, but I'm not gonna release it to the guards that we're talking to, and say we were told that we could find someone by the name of Artunis here. Who
Our
could
guide's supposed to
identify-
take us to him.
Who
Our
could
guide right here
identify
that we're
us.
right
still in
next
town.
to us, he's going to be taking us to him.
Oh, we're not there yet.
No, we're not there
No.
yet.
Okay.
We're still in the city.
Oh, okay.
Not city. We're still in Toph.
Homeboy
Toff.
told us to avoid the people
Crossroads.
that we went up and talked to. Just saying.
Oh.
You're like, would you like to know more about the secret rebels that live in the desert? We're trying to find their leader. If you follow us, I'll take you to. I mean,
Oh, sorry.
shit.
Okay.
I said the loud part quiet and the quiet part loud.
All right. So then I think that we've concluded our business here. We will certainly return with any sarcopod heads if we encounter any more in our travels. But I don't know that we'll be staying here specifically to hunt them. So we wish you luck.
Cool. He parts ways. You guys turn and walk back to your guide, heading on the
Who's
path
trying to look
leading
inconspicuous because, you know.
into the northeastern section of the desert. You get about 10 feet away, and Ephron, the leader, the tallest of the 3 men, calls out, "Babes!"
Babes?
Not like hot women, more like young children.
Speak for
Damn,
yourself.
got excited for no reason.
Could be both.
I'm gonna walk out from the shadows right next to him and say, yes. And then just keep walking past to my group.
I love
Legit.
I love it.
Startled the fuck out of them. Don't call me a babe,
So good.
asshole.
Ain't no one looking at you.
As you turn around, you see he's got a small bit of papyrus reed parchment in his hands, and he's just waving it back and forth.
I'm gonna grab that.
Oh, shit.
If you
And-
want to try to wrest it from his grasp, make a sleight of hand check.
I want to try. Yeah, suck that.
Yeah, pretty deftly. I don't know if you want to see it like a dancing maneuver where as you spin, you just pluck it from his hand, or
I think
if it's like
'cause she
grasshopper,
startled him.
take this from my hand. When the student is ready, the master will appear. But in either case, it's just snatched from his hand so fast that he has to like check and make sure he still doesn't have it somehow. He can't believe he couldn't close his grasp fast enough. But he says a lesser man would have kept it for himself. Should be careful in the world. Not everyone is as trustworthy as I am. If you take even a second to look down at it, Renan, it is a voucher for the exchange. Because don't forget, the ID sponsored the bounty, meaning they would also pay the bounty, but you've completed the mission from the exchange, and if you don't collect on it, you won't get that money. So this vouchsafe shows completion of the objective, and you can turn that in any exchange board for the bounty.
For
Sweet.
more money?
Yeah, remember
Yeah.
this was a double bounty mission.
Double bounty.
Nice.
I'm
Money, money, money. Oh, Michelle's roboting on me.
Shoot up the doop bop.
Yeah.
Keep up the doop boop boop.
Are you going through a tunnel?
Ha cha 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 cha.
Renan 5 is alive! No disassemble.
For some reason,
Can you
she
hear
always
me
has
now?
issues
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
with
Okay. I'm just gonna turn after I read it, and he says, "A lesser man would have blah blah blah," and just blow him a kiss and keep walking.
Nice.
Way to go, babe.
Yeah, thanks, babe. Hey,
We all just
babe.
sarcastically start calling each other babe.
Babe.
No.
We walk away.
I love it.
Blech. No. Blech.
Renan's just gonna roll her eyes.
Zeke thought that was hilarious. All right. On to find our Tunis. Did I say a name right?
Yeah. Is it my Tunis or our Tunis?
It's our tune.
Maybe it's your Tunis. I don't know.
Turkiness.
Or
All right.
our Tunis.
As we travel through the desert, let's have Amon roll just a 10-sided die.
No, I hate that. Did you just roll in person?
No.
No.
Yes.
So it's slash roll d10.
/ roll 1d10, or you can use the multi-die roller macro.
Or you can use the little die button.
3
like
is
the little
good.
menu in the upper left-hand corner.
3 is good. Well, I guess it depends what the desired outcome was. It's hard to know. You guys travel for the better part of 2.5 hours without incident. You go unmolested. No band of ravaging hyenas. No pirates. No Yadi harassment. Traveling farther to the west and north, or the east and north than you have before, you pass the Serpapard cave where you previously had victory. Until at long last, you can see the Jahalin city in the distance. Carved directly into the rock face, there are multiple houses and buildings stacked one on top of the other, all along the cliff face. It's mirrored on the opposite side of this. It's sort of like a small cleft valley, inside of which is like a centralized temple or giant building of religious significance. And all along the desert floor, there's a bunch of like tents and stuff set up. It's obviously they have grown beyond the confines of this one city and spread out, or there's more of them in one place now than the normal city can support.
Doesn't look very fire resist, or looks very fire resistant, unfortunately.
John, can you write the name of the city in the chat, please? Type.
The Jahalin city. Is
Oh,
that on our big
yeah.
map?
It is
No,
not.
it's secret.
So far, a lot of things that we've done have not been on our map.
I feel like, well, 2 things, but yeah. I don't know if
We've
it's
only
a
done
lot.
2
I guess
things. So it's,
Yes, I specifically did not include secret locations on the world map.
Sorry. Well, next
I
time
guess-
you need to.
I guess that's my bad. Hidden cave number 2, 2 clicks east.
That's actually a good question. Where are we in relation to where we were last night? Yesterday.
In the caves, you are only about 10 miles from where you killed the Serpentbard. This location is more north and more east than you were, but if you were to like to draw that diagonal line from Toph to the Jahaleen city, it's you're on
Can
that
we
45-degree
can we see
parallel.
the big map again?
Yeah,
It's
pop it
on.
up? Oh, it's on.
Yeah, it's all
It's
your
in.
stuff.
Yeah, it's in our journal.
Thanks.
you are presently somewhere between the O in Heliopolis and the topmost spire of Dom Vajdu, if you were to draw a line between the two.
Okay. Sorry, my guy has labyrinthine or what was it? Labyrinthine recall, and so he would know kind of where we were at. I was just checking. Thank you.
Of course.
Was this establishment built by Earth Genasi?
You would need to investigate more carefully.
Okay.
The architecture is impressive, considering that it's so ornately designed, and you don't. If this is a primarily nomadic people, you suspect they didn't build it,
Mhm.
which further lends credence to your belief that the builders might have been Genasi.
Okay. I'd
But
like
you need
to
to be able
keep
to
that
touch
in
it.
mind and be looking for clues as to the original builders of this settlement while we're here.
Sure.
I need to take a quick bio break. You guys can continue forward as long as you don't need me, John.
Mathis
We
can
don't,
fill you
or
in.
if anybody else needs a minute, we can take our break a little bit early and take 5 now.
I don't.
Keep going, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it. I'll be right back.
Come back to a dead Minotaur. Right. As you approach, there's obviously like I said before, as a small tent city sort of built in the surround of this large cleft valley, and a group of horses and riders ride out to meet you. They have long serrated spears on 10-foot pikes. As they get closer, though, they are sort of waved off with like a 2-fingered gesture from the Wellkeeper, and they stop at about 15 feet from you. Like, Hoppy and Oni just immediately, Amon immediately notices that is like the exact distance of their spear length. So like this stopping distance is not an accident. They're like a well-trained army. But ask what business you have with the Jahaleen.
I'd say we let our tour guide, handle this part.
Mm-hmm. I'll
Yeah, just
motion
tell him
to the
we're here to see.
well guy. Well,
Well, let me tell you something. I'm not going to water it down.
Oh my god, I hate you guys right now.
I love this. John, it's definitely refreshing to get this going.
No.
It's not very watered down humor, it's just good.
You just got to dig down deep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to say bucket.
Stop it. Stop.
They have a private conversation that is like it's deliberately hushed. He's speaking to the outriders of the Jahaleen in a way that you are not meant to hear. Like you can hear the volume of sound being made, but you cannot hear words until he gets to a certain part in the story, and one of the outriders gets off his horse and strides towards Oni and asks to see it.
Whip it out, girl.
I'm
Show 'em your
gonna
titties.
Babe.
present babe. I'm gonna present it flat with the pommel in one hand and the edge of the blade in the other.
Nice gesture.
Yeah, he does the same sort of thing that might even be a custom amongst their people. He runs his hands over the knurling of the handle and graces the crenellation around the pommel, and just takes it from you carefully, gently, but then with the blade pointing towards the sandy floor, clutches it to his breast and shows it to the rest of the riders, who all, horses included, sort of bow down. The horses bow, lowering their two front legs, and the riders drop their heads. Now seemingly not having a need for the guide, the interpreter, he sort of pushes him aside and asks, "Did you find this, or did you take this? Know that your lives hang in the balance."
We were sorry.
Smart.
We were on a mission to find a serpapod that has been harassing residents in this area. And in one of the caves that we were exploring during our mission, we found a fallen rider and horse, and unfortunately, there was nothing left that we could bring back to help identify the poor soul aside from this. We'll happily explain to you where we located so that you can collect the remains and put your brother to rest.
He asks for like a point of clarification in your story. Jessup is dead, but this creature, the serpapard that you killed, you have avenged him? You killed the thing that took him from me?
I'm gonna motion for the piece of parchment from Renan that shows proof of payment and receipt of the head of the creature that attacked him.
And I show them.
He nods with like a certain sort of like stoic solemnity, and thanks you. He does the warrior handshake, wanting to embrace each of you wrist to wrist, nodding his forehead very, very low. You get the impression this is not a gesture that gets performed often in Jahaleen society, because the writers are very surprised to see him do it, or maybe it's just not something that is offered to outsiders very often. But he tells you that it is their custom that vengeance be delivered, and you have done a fine job of that, severing the head of the creature that killed one of theirs. And he offers you a boon of the Jahaleen. You may ask a favor of us if you wish, and if it is within our power to grant, we will. You have helped the Jahaleen. What can the Jahaleen do for you?
Do you have a dire hyena? Can we have it?
My team will need
Very
a little
direct.
bit of time to get together and see what we'd like to ask of you, and that's very generous. When we turned in the head, we were informed that there are other creatures like this in the area. Is this something that your people have been fighting as well?
We have been hunting something that kills livestock and the occasional wayward child. We knew not the face of our enemy. Some rumored that the serpapard had returned, but such creatures have not been seen in this area for 60, 70 years. Even our eldest have no living memory of them.
So you don't have any proof of recent attacks near this settlement. That's good news. Definitely keep your eyes peeled.
He tells you that it is a grand celebration for them, that the outriders from all across the region have joined here for a religious ceremony that's going to take place later in the week. He understands that you do not recognize their religious practices, but it is a party all the same, and invites you to participate in the food, the wine, and the revelries to any degree which you are comfortable.
That would certainly give us an opportunity to rest and consider your kind offer. Thank you. Would it be possible to meet with some of your elders who may have some more information about these creatures? We understand that they have a poison or some way to infect their
Where is
victims. So we'd like to
Venestra?
learn more about that.
I want to speak with Venestra.
Oh, is the shaman here?
He
Hey,
tells
everybody,
you-
chill out. One thing
he
at a time. Dear God.
tells you that Venestra is his wife, and while he offered you any favor, he's not certain what you have in mind.
Party.
Yeah. Calm down, babe. You're gonna get us killed.
I just flush complete red as the implication sinks in, and I say, no. My apologies. I have questions regarding mythical creatures and
Nope,
their
it's not
origins.
getting.
To show
not
her
getting
the
better.
legendary trouser snake.
I'm
I want
gonna
to show her my serpapod.
I'm gonna wink at him and say, rest assured, he has a lovely lady in town awaiting him.
Careful, it spits.
I flush red again.
Well, this took a
Um,
turn.
Yeah, he tells you that there's much for you to see here. Please feel free to move about any of the common areas. There will be, outriders posted in any areas that are forbidden or restricted access. Please respect our customs, but you're free to roam about the city anywhere else you'd like to go. And he'll talk to Venestra and see if she can come consult with you at her earliest convenience.
Time
Excellent.
for the saloon.
All right. Where may we partake in some of your strongest
Libations.
Thank you.
Fire water.
He gets back on his horse and they start to walk away, and he offers you to follow. Once you are closer into the cleft valley, he points you into like the center structure on the picture that you're looking at there. That is like their mead hall equivalent. It is just a large multi-purpose meeting space that has been decked out with extremely long wooden tables, just replete with all of the foods and drinks you'd expect from a large feast for 1,000 people.
For some good eating.
He and his retinue walk up the mountainous slope to the right, but thanks you again for recovering the sword and for avenging his brother, and tells you that Venestra will come and find you soon.
Thank you. I don't wink at him.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks, babe.
Thanks, Pen.
A courtesy bow.
A courtesy bow.
Rides
Yep.
away. Trying to respect their customs.
Nice.
It's cute. Like it.
All right. The Wellkeeper is still with you, and is happy to answer any questions you have about Jahaleen custom or like what food am I about to eat kind of thing. But otherwise, the city is largely yours to explore. He says that they have a communal dinner where everyone is expected to show up and participate in about 4 hours, but you have that time to rest or feast or explore, whatever you guys want to do. I know it's hard in a new city, especially where not every aspect of it is open to you, but what do you want to do with your time?
In following customs.
Is there a library?
Yep, that's a great question. I also want to make sure that we're covered on like attire or appropriate manners and behavior.
Nerd.
I don't want to offend them.
Wellkeeper tells you that what you're wearing is fine because you don't have.
So want to look for some thieves' cant.
Nice. Michelle, you've noticed it all over the camp. These are people who at least have been taught the underworld language. Oh, we got Robot Michelle again. While we wait for her,
We're-
I'll try to answer the other question.
I'm sorry. We are going to assist in cooking the feast. Is that what I heard?
No.
Oh, okay.
Participate in enjoying the feast.
Oh, okay.
The attire you have is fine. That people are expected to wear like ceremonial garb reflective of their position within the tribe, but since you are outsiders, there will be no expectation of you to dress formally because you are not part of the tribe. So you have no station here. They do not have a library per se. They have a keeper of lore here, but the scroll records are not a place you would have access to. That's like the personal like historical archives of the tribe and it in its lifespans. That's not something they share publicly. But there are people who like most of their history is done through story and word of mouth, and there are people who would happily tell you anything not relegated to the secret texts.
Hmm.
Well, I think I will start chatting up people in the bar area, since that's likely where I'm going to be the most comfortable.
I'm going to challenge people to arm wrestling.
Nice. I'm going to be egging him on by making sure that I keep his mug
I'm gonna
full.
go see if I can find a small shop.
Is the intention to buy or sell something, or you just want to see what a shop in?
I kind of want to peruse to see if I find some that could be good on my little adventures, and something that would catch a. Oh, yeah, yeah, just something that would catch my attention. Anything fire related, because dork like that.
Hoppy, why don't you make a strength check for me? And
Not saving throw, just check.
just to check. And Draco, give me investigation. Hoppy, you're just stronger than every person here. Like, not that you're egotistical about it, but it's not close. Like,
Yeah.
Even some of their best warriors seem to rely more on speed and agility than they do on raw strength.
I'm very observant.
It's to the point where you're allowing like gangs of small children to air quotes beat you, because that's the only game, that's the only fun afforded to you in the city. No one was any significantly challenge. There was no significant challenge for you to have victory here, so you're letting little kids beat you.
Okay.
And needless to say, everyone is impressed by the raw strength of your body. Draco, you peruse. You basically go nose first into one of the restricted areas. It looks like an arms cache, and they don't want you snooping around their weapons store, so you're politely asked to leave.
Okay.
Oh,
In the meantime, I'm not comfortable drinking with people I don't know, so I'm more curious. My nerd side is this place and investigate the architecture.
Oh, and
peruse
see if you can find like a Beastmaster or something.
I just want to look around and just enjoy the history.
okay. Make a history check for me as you just sort of take it all in. You spend a lot of time in and out of buildings, not really talking with the people so much as you are and just enjoying the space, feeling the architecture, exploring the buildings. You think that Oni might have been right in her original supposition. Some of this work is so precise, and there's no scarring or marring that comes from using a hammer and a chisel. There's no either it was done by mortal hands with hammer and a chisel by such seasoned professionals that no mistake was made, or this was shaped by a genasi.
Right on.
But it is still beautiful either way and an impressive accomplishment either way. From the higher tiers of the mountain city, you can see much farther. You're able to see past Toph now from this elevation, deep into the crossroads of the desert. You can almost see, as the sun begins to set, the glinting of light off of the Atairu River, which is far, far to the west. This is a beautiful place to call home if a home was the thing you were looking for. We are sort of winding down time to the great feast. Is there any other? The answer is I'm not. I'm just trying to offer the opportunity for you guys to do any more exploration. The answer can certainly be no. Let's fast forward to the feast. This isn't me trying to tell you you're missing something so much as offering you the opportunity.
I'm going to fast forward to the feast.
Do we want to ask about the Serpopard or see if anybody has any ideas where we can find Serpopards?
They asked initially, and they haven't seen any locally here. They said like at the outer edges of where they outride, they've encountered things that have been ravaged, but no one here had even seen one in the flesh until you told them that they were real.
And I'm sorry I missed it, but did we ask about the coyotes as well?
Not yet.
We
We're hoping to speak with the shaman.
Okay.
About an hour before the feast, this is right at the hour of sunset, Venestra comes to the meeting hall, the large common space where the food and wine have been set out, and easily finds Hoppy, who very clearly sticks out as an outsider, and Oni, who's with him, and presents herself as being available for consultation. She says that you asked to speak with me.
Yes. Is there some place a little less rambunctious that we might speak? I'll gather the rest of our team.
She shows you the switchbacking path that leads to one of the highest rooms carved into the stone face there, and tells you that would be a fine place for them to meet.
All right.
Mind your step going up. There are safety railings.
Gather the crew and let's go.
Let's go.
You wind your way up the switchbacking path, several hundred feet of elevation. One of these small rooms that has been carved, 10 feet deep into the mountain's face, has an elaborate brazier in the room, and some ornate tile work has been added. There are potted plants hung from the ceiling, mostly succulents, and there's almost a sweet breeze that seems to blow circularly in this space, but the air is still outside. There are small pads around the brazier meant for sitting, and she invites you to sit with her.
Sit on down and around. All right.
Yep.
Crisscross applesauce, y'all.
I introduce myself and our party out of courtesy and thank her for their hospitality in inviting us into their city. And I ask if there's anything they can tell us about the pup that's following me around. Or that hyena pup, I mean.
She motions for the creature to come to her, and almost as if it's beguiled, it just walks over to her in sort of like a languid, almost serpentine way, and sits at her lap, and she's stroking the top of its head, rubbing her longest finger like in the space between its two eyes along its forehead, until the pup goes to sleep in her lap. She puts a hand across its chest and shakes her head in, like no a couple of times, and tells you that unfortunately she believes this creature is suffering from a malediction.
What can be done?
She suspects very little can be done. The future of this poor creature has already been set in motion. It is eventually going to become something terrible.
A zombie.
She can feel it even now.
Good. That means we should get some good money for these pups.
No way. We can feed them to our hippogriffs.
No, we want to make money for the battle ring, That's what we came out here for.
Oh, it's not all about money, friend.
It
We're
is.
trying to find my sister. How are you in our group? Care about
We-
my things.
we're It's always about you. That's right.
I'm kind of against if it's just hurting. If it's in pain, we should end it. We should. I don't
Yeah,
think there's.
She
I
doesn't
take
think
this
it's-
news kind of hard and just like I had a bunch of questions I was gonna ask, but I kind of just get a little sad and kind of tune out. So if anyone else has questions,
Come on, you do realize we came up here just to get animals for the battles, right? The little sparring thing, gladiator.
But
Events?
friends, new friends.
Yeah, but if it's not gonna survive to be full size, so it can be part of the.
As long as we get our
thing-
cut of it, you
Oh
know.
man, no,
No,
no.
I'm not groovy with that.
What does
There
she?
there are no child arenas.
What does she recommend for the most compassionate treatment for these cubs?
She says that if you want to wash your hands of it entirely, you can just release them in the desert and let nature take its course. They'll either be predated by something larger or they'll die of exposure. She says if you want something more intimate, she can make a concoction that will slowly stop its heart.
Ugh, these options suck.
There's also my method, play with the fire.
Have the Minotaur step on its head.
By fire be purged.
But seriously, we're dragging them around with us as it is. We might as well make some gold off of this.
Is there anyone else that we could consult that might have a different perspective?
She tells you that if you are unsatisfied with her objective opinion, you could speak to an apothecary, but they have no such person here in the city of the Jahaleen.
Hey, we know a wonderful apothecary. We will just wait until we get back to town. Is there anything that you can tell us about dire hyenas? Are those in this area?
She tells you that they are much larger apex predators and is not certain that they even exist anymore. They are exceedingly rare. Her father used to keep several, but they don't breed well in captivity and they're exceedingly hard to capture in nature.
Tips on capturing it? Capturing it?
Say that again?
Do you have any tips on capturing one?
Bring plenty to eat.
Fortunately, that's my specialty. So
They are
We're good.
carrion feeders, and a dire hyena's appetite is seemingly limitless.
Good to
She
know.
tells you that her husband keeps one. It's the last dire hyena possibly ever.
Ha! I was right by asking for it in the beginning. God damn it.
All right, I guess that's probably the favor that we're going to be asking for.
He's not going to give it to us, but we can at least ask.
I like it. So I'm going to just share a knowing look with the team, because obviously we don't say that to her. Does anybody else have any other questions for her?
I didn't have a question for her to begin with.
Damn.
All right. Then I'm going to thank her so much for spending some time with us and sharing her wisdom.
Time to party.
Mm-hmm. And we look forward to seeing her at the dinner.
Okay. As you guys exit,
actually,
Alright,
I do have one more question before we leave.
sure, go ahead.
Does someone have one of the urns with the drugs that we found in the cave?
Oh, I think I put those in Renan's
You're
inventory.
holding.
Oh no, I do. I have 3 urns of the Black Lotus powder.
Okay.
Oh,
You
I
don't
just
want to
wanna-
advertise that. You don't. These guys are the bad guys, right? You know
I was
they're the
giving
underworld.
Amon information.
And I know, Amon. You do realize these are the bad guys. We probably found their stash. It'd be a bad move. It'd be a real bad move, man. We're about to party. You can partake of the urns if you wish, but don't.
Hey
Yeah,
Pablo
as
Escobar, I found this cigarette boat full of coke the other day. Pretty sweet.
Yeah, as we're walking out the door, and I ask Oni if she has those urns, Draco's saying, "No, don't do it." He convinces me, and we just continue out the door.
Sometimes you're smarter than you look. Just saying.
You just want to get lit.
And paid.
You say it like it's a bad thing. There you go.
All right, I've got a quick question for you guys, out of character, meta question. Sometimes I like to, or I will offer information to a single character, or want to have a private conversation with a single character. To do that, is it best if I just take that one person to a different channel? Is it best if you guys all leave this channel, so that way the private information is displayed on stream? Or are we past the idea of private information? If you guys are comfortably always going to just relay whatever I tell you to the party, then should I just shortcut that whole process and just tell the entire party?
no.
I say we should go to a different channel.
Yeah, I would definitely do the different channel, and I can always just take my audio to the other channel so that everyone else can stay here. Because the person receiving the information may not want to share it.
I want the person to be receiving information to be me, and I don't want anyone else to know it.
Okay. In this instance, the person receiving information is Michelle. So
Yes, the power.
if we can have everybody else drop down to the secrets channel really quick, and we'll do this backwards.
How does that happen?
If you in Discord click the secrets voice channel.
Instead of general, there's another channel.
Got it.
Perfect. And we'll leave the guild groups here because that's the streaming audio. On your way out of the room, Renan, Venestra has sort of like positioned herself so that you end up being the last one to leave by sort of blocking your way. Quite skilled, but she tells you that the spirits speak to her and have told her that you seek something or someone of great importance.
And I say yes. If the spirits allow, I would like to hear everything you can tell me about this person.
She tells you that tonight, after supper, she intends to commune with the spirits, as is their sacred tradition, and she would ask them for you if you wish. The
Yes.
spirits can find anything, can find anyone.
Yes. Is there anything I need to do to prepare for this? Or anything you need from me?
She asks you to keep the thought of this person, she asks almost inquisitively, close at heart. Try to keep the memory, the closeness of this person as alive in your mind as you can. But she will tell you the same thing that she has told everyone who has ever tried to commune with the spirits through her, and that is that the great spirits will always extract a price, and she can never know ahead of time what that price may be. It may be something physical, it may be something intangible, but she's fairly certain that your soul strikes her as someone who's desperate enough to be willing to pay almost any price.
Yeah. Tell her I'll find her. I just say I'll find you after the party.
Yeah, she says if you want to bring your friends back here after the meal, she'd be happy to do it. Several other members of her shamanic order will be here as well.
If my friends are involved, could they potentially get harmed? Because I'm fine putting myself at risk, but not my friends.
She says those that share a closeness to the person you wish to seek will strengthen your offer to the spirits, And the more you can offer a spirit, the more likely they are to help, to be helpful. But as always, anyone participating in a bargain with the spirit potentially runs the risk of paying a price.
Okay. Thank you.
She just nods her head and lets you pass.
And everyone comes back. How do we tell them to come back? That's a you thing. No. Meg heard all of that.
I took my headset off for a little bit, and then all I could hear was
Meg, you
John's side.
cheater!
I didn't hear all of your side until I put my headset back on. For the most part, I just heard John's side, but I was trying to distract myself with chat.
I'm not actually mad that you heard.
What's going on?
Well,
How's it
hello.
going?
Hello,
Hi
everyone.
guys.
Time
Will
to
you
get
guys-
drunk.
Oh my god. I
Uh,
would like to secret whatever our language is to Ani that I need a private audience with her at some point before we come to this party.
You get to type in the chat.
No, that's not how it works.
verbally, it sounds like babe, babe,
Beb,
Beb,
beb, beb, beb, beb, beb.
Mine?
All right, so we'll both be looking for an opportunity to speak privately without the rest of the group sometime as we head back downstairs.
Yep. You guys arrive just as the sun has fallen below the horizon line in the desert, and like there's that sense of it just immediately turning cold. All of that immense desert heat. It's almost like someone flipped a switch. You can no longer see the opalescence on the horizon line. The sun dips low. There's still that sort of soft purple color on the horizon, and you can see people have in front of that main area set up a large communal space in the open air. And there's plenty to do if you want to help. Help setting places, carry in troughs of food and drink. There's plenty to make yourself busy. And
I will
ladies, this would
assist.
also be a fine opportunity for you guys to, to steal a second together.
I help bring some food and take, tasters as I go.
Nice.
I will help move heavy stuff.
I mean, I'm kind of short, so it's kind of hard to get around, but still, do what I can. Do what I can. Like one of the little kids.
We'll find a quiet display in the corner to be working on. We'll be like folding
Okay.
napkins or something.
If you guys want to talk in secrets, or if you just want to talk in whispers, that's up to you.
Michelle.
Let's talk in secrets because I have some questions.
Okay.
Should we have, or should everybody else go to
Oh,
secrets
no,
then?
it's easier for us to just move.
You two hop then. Thanks.
Hey, talk among.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, what's up?
So I'm going to tell you everything Vanestra said to me.
Okay.
Here's my question. Obviously, I'm going to ask you to come
Mm-hmm.
and explain the risk. So I hope you come with me.
Of course.
And then the only other person that I would be interested in coming, like bringing along, would be Amon.
Okay, wait, where are we going? I really was trying to actively not listen, so.
Oh, okay.
Pause for one quick sec.
Uh-huh.
Amon has decided he wants to try to eavesdrop on you,
Oh,
and he has made a very compelling stealth roll.
I see that.
It is a well beyond anybody's passive perception. So I'm going to drop him into this channel. Is that okay?
No, but yes.
At some point, I will let you make a perception roll. If your perception roll beats his stealth, then you'll see him, and you can either confront him or feed him garbage information. If you want to make that perception roll now.
Do I also do that? My
Uh,
perception is a 1, and it is not something that I'm specialized in.
Well, god damn it.
I'm looping Amon in now.
I hate rollies.
We are just so involved in what we're talking about that we cannot pay
We
attention.
don't even recognize that son of a bitch. Okay. So I'm going to explain to you that Vanestra basically said that the spirits were talking to her on my behalf and that she felt like I was searching for someone or something. And that after the party tonight, she basically wants to commune with the spirits and that they will tell her anything that I want to know, including the location of where this person is. But she said anytime you commune with the spirits, there is, an offering that has to be made. And sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's monetary, and you'll never know. So anybody that chooses to participate, you know, runs that risk. But she's like, you're so desperate, I can tell that you'll do anything. But the more people who are emotionally invested in sorry, the more likely we are to get the answers that we seek. So I'm asking you to participate,
Of course I
knowing that
will.
there is a risk.
Without a doubt.
Right. So I assumed that. Then my other question was going to be the only other person I would want to bring in would be Amon. And what do you think about me asking Amon to also join us? Is that too risky because we need him to protect the peoples, or?
He has always been exceptionally close and fond of his two little sisters. So if the more people there, the better. I think it would be a great
I can at least
idea.
ask, right?
For sure.
And if he says no, that's fine.
Would we what would we ask of the rest of the group?
Well, I think we would just it's after the party, and Draco
Maybe
and
just step
Poppy
away.
are, yeah, I think that they're going to get trashed and we're not. So I'm just asking
Okay.
the three of us to stay in our right mind, knowing that like we have an opportunity to possibly find out information about Sorry.
Okay. So I suppose at this point, well, I would leave it up to you. Do you want to motion to Amon now, since we don't know that he's listening? Or
Yes.
would it be more appropriate for me to just say, speak with Amon and I'm with you, whatever his answer?
Well, I'd rather both of us do it. So let
Okay.
me just gesture to him now. Oh, Amon, you're right here.
And he's
How
all
the
like,
hell
Oh,
did
what's
you
up?
get here?
hey, babes,
going on,
what's up?
Hey.
So did you hear part of that conversation? Because if you heard it, then you know what I'm going to ask you.
I just play dumb and pretend like I wasn't listening, and you have to explain it all over again.
Okay, I explain it all over again, and I say, so are you willing to help us commune with the spirits so that we can find Sorry?
I'll do anything.
Okay, then you have to stay sober tonight and in your right mind, and we will find a way to get Hoppy and Draco to bed while we deal with our shit.
Or just let them
I never
party
drink.
hard?
I only eat desert weeds.
Nice.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. We have a plan then. After partying, we meet with Venestris and commune with the spirits.
Is it possible
it.
for us to break away and start that process while the feast is still going so that they can stay distracted? Hoppy's a big dude.
Yeah.
It would take a lot of alcohol to get
I
him.
think we can just all at separate times say, okay, I'm
Perfect.
going to bed.
Yeah.
And just,
What signal do you want to use? You can go first. Amon, you can go second, and I will go last.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys know our signals, so I'll just
Perfect.
gesture to both of you when I'm making my fake escape.
Sounds great.
Okay.
Let's
Okay,
get
babes.
answers. Okay, babes.
Let's rejoin.
Okay, back to
good.
General.
The new friends that he has made, and he motions to the three of you and the three empty chairs across from you,
Oh, what did you guys get yourselves into?
saying, thank you for doing what is right. Thank you for doing what was needed to avenge someone so near and dear to me and to us. He says, forever shall I consider you members of the Jahalin.
Wow. I raise my glass and bow, or nod my head.
He says, I shall like to give one of you the sword of the Khan. Who is your Khan? The Wellkeeper explains to you that means that every small outriding band of the Jahalin has a captain, a leader called a Khan that reports only to Artunis, the headmaster of the Jahalin.
Oh, that's Oni.
I will
That's
take
you guys-
that.
definitely me. I'll fight you for it.
Draco wants it to sell it.
Yeah, don't give anything of value or worth to Draco, because he'll either burn it or sell it.
So wait, are you guys back now or what?
Yeah, we're back.
We
We
just
walked up and you
Wow,
didn't even
Yep.
that was
see
just
us.
so rude of you guys.
up
In
to
the middle
join
of his
you.
speech, you guys come tromping down through here. That's rude.
Yeah, we're the rude ones here. You're right.
Melding the two halves of the story together, your sneaky conversation ran a little bit long, and you hear Artunis beginning to give his opening remarks and toasts his blessing for the ceremony. And in between rounds of applause, you sort of sneak your way back into the seating positions, arriving just in time to hear him say that he will forever in perpetuity consider each of you members of the Jahaleen, and asks which one of you is the Khan.
I'm going to look at Oni
I'll stand.
for sure.
And
Yeah, we all kind of look at Oni.
do like that
and
soldier salute of the fist on the chest and a head bow.
He acknowledges you. It is not uncommon for women to have positions of leadership in the Jahaleen. They are, I guess, progressive in that sense. But you could tell maybe he wasn't. That was not who he suspected the leader might have been.
Mm.
He thought it was the sack of rocks over here.
He instead asks you to come forward and draws a very familiar-looking falchion from the scabbard at his waist. It is the one that belonged to Jessup, his brother. And there's an artisan on hand who has a very, very, very small, like tiny baby rock hammer and a needlepoint chisel. And in that platinum band around the pommel, he is presently etching the name Oniara in the platinum band. And once it's done, he presents it to you as a Khan of the Jahaleen, and everyone does like 3 uproarious hurrah, 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 and the sword is presented to you. You are now a Khan of the Jahaleen.
Nice. Can I have the information on the sword? Is it largely? Can I ask you a meta question?
Yeah,
is
please.
it largely ornamental, or can I use it as my weapon?
It is a killing weapon. In game terms, it's a falchion. It is also decorative and ornamental, but it will certainly cut someone in half if the arm behind it was strong enough.
Okay. And also, would there be any concern with me being the primus of the gladiator arena for me to have this kind of weapon with me, identifying me having a relationship with this tribe of people?
I'm sorry, I lost you after you asked him to describe the thing. Did I miss anything important?
No, I don't think so.
Okay,
Megan, to answer your question, no. The weapons in the arena are almost always like understood to simply be instruments of death with very little additional inference given. There are special events where you're only allowed to use weapons from a certain tribe or culture. But in most general events, you're allowed to use whatever you think will cause the most damage.
I just mean, like, if this is a secretive people, is it a bad idea for me to like put this as my primary weapon moving forward?
I mean, it would certainly tell you that it would tell a casual observer that at some point in time you have at the very minimum fought and killed a member of the Jahaleen.
Okay. I'm perfect. Okay. I'll have to think about whether or not I want.
And just a little bit of, I guess, metagaming for me. I, as the oldest and kind of big brother of the group, I was expecting that I would be the one, to have that honor, but everyone literally, when he asked that question, looked at Oni, and I'm just feeling the shame of kind of letting my family down, because I kind of carry the weight of losing Sari, and I'm just feeling very very ashamed of myself as the big brother.
Don't worry, you can make up for it tonight, buddy.
Hey, the rest of the group doesn't know that.
You've lost another round to Oni, collector of titles. the feast is then presented. People begin indulging. There's a lot of crosstalk and chatter that's happening. Some people want to speak to you. Lots of people want to talk to Oni, the newest Khan. You get to answer a lot of like super awkward questions about what it's like to live in a normal city. You know, these are nomadic people that travel. This being like their only real permanent sacred location. This happens for the better part of an hour or so. At one point, an older woman who has the bearing of someone important and is dressed in all the trappings of Jahaleen wealth approaches you, Oni, and tells you that the Khans get what's called first right of refusal in a grand auction of bazaar goods that will be sold tomorrow. But if you care to join the Khans tonight, we'll be perusing some of the best items for sale.
May I bring a member of my party with me?
She says that you may have up to 3 guests.
All right. Well, I think I just want Amon to come with me because that way he can take a look. Wait, Amon, how is your ability to look at magical properties? Maybe we need Draco too.
I'm more of a historian.
Okay. And Draco can do our magic stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Before they do that, I'd like to hear about the thieves' cant.
I think the thieves can.
If John is alive
can't.
still,
They clearly can't.
if
I
we
am. What would you
kill
like to know?
him. I don't know. You just said that there's a whole bunch of stuff. Is there anything relevant to
So
our party?
your experiences with thieves' cant have been used to sort of assign value to something so that you know when to steal it later, or another thief marks a high value target, or a collective band of thieves will mark the hidden location of buried treasure or a noted safe house. It's almost always in your line of work done sneakily and for the sole purpose of being able to hide information in plain sight that is only decipherable by a select few. These people use it in their everyday. Like every building is labeled in thieves' cant, which for you supposes that maybe this is the language of origin that the thieves' cant you were taught is based upon. But every building has this cant language above it explaining, like in a basic concept term, what the building is used for.
Okay. So nothing of really any worth.
Just that you specifically being fluent in cant would have a fundamental understanding of what every building in this city is used for or intended to be used for.
And have I come across a building that piqued my interest and that it's unique to this culture, or that I wouldn't see in every city that we go into?
No, the armory was where Draco was kicked out from. That's a unique symbol that you've never encountered before. The word for armory or storehouse of weapons. The only other one was the meeting space where Venestra took you, and that one, the sigil on it in Thieves' Cant conveys the concept of a limitless room or a room without a ceiling to the gods.
That's cool. Okay. Okay, just noting these new symbols and adding them to my Thieves' Cant vocabulary.
Exactly. You did some vocab work today.
So smart. Tell my mom.
As dinner winds down, there's like dessert courses, and then there will be some opportunity to smoke, as is their custom. Excuse me. But several of the other cons have begun assembling, like below. I started to say south. That's not lower down the hillside, in the tent city area. So you're sort of like, in that 200 or 300 feet in front of the opening to the cleft canyon. And they're all gathering at one particular tent. And as they motion, that well-dressed, wealthy woman named Kala motions to you now that it's time.
Okay. I'm gonna motion to Amon and Draco to follow me and invite Happy to enjoy the rest of the festivities while signaling to Renan to come get us in maybe 15 minutes time, and Amon and I can sneak away while Draco continues to investigate the auction items.
So I will follow,
Really?
but hang back, just so that I can see where they go.
Ooh, pet the
I
kitty.
need to train Andy to do tricks. That's what I need to do.
Nice.
If you're eating and drinking and
Then
party
Wow.
time,
that's
there you
what
go.
you'll be doing.
I mean, that's brilliant. And so on par. Love it.
You are ushered into a large Bedouin-style tent like this, the inside of which is slightly steepled, domed-ish, and there is an assortment, much items, gear, jewelry, weapons, armor, vast assortment of goods. You can tell that riders from all over Geb have come here with whatever their best trade goods are, and these will be taken to auction in some of the larger cities, but the cons get, first pick, as it were. I will show you the most choice auction items. These are the items that tend to get the eye of the other cons, showing you their value and importance.
I'm not there, but could we sell the junk that we have as well?
There are plenty, once you leave the stone city and enter the tent city area of the Jahaleen camp, there are merchants everywhere that are trying to wheel and deal. It's entirely possible. Probably not from any one vendor because it's a lot of money, but I'm sure you could offload most of it here if you wanted to.
Since we have
To
to
whoever has the bank, Michelle, do you want to do that?
I was thinking that maybe we would do that tomorrow on our way out and not tonight when everyone has been drinking and partying. I feel like that's probably not the best opportunity for us. But
I
it's
just wanted to
definitely,
mention it.
yeah, definitely on my radar. And thanks for mentioning it.
Ooh, so what's this Cloak of the Desert and the Ascending Stones? Those seem kind of cool.
I like a kitty.
I like it, kitty. Anything
You
with
said
the
this
orange.
was an auction, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anything with the
Yeah.
orange star represents something that is one of a kind.
Oh.
There are multiple copies of other things. So there are multiple armors of the Nomad, multiple Kopeshas, many Katars, dozens of shields, but there is only one pair of sending stones.
My question is, are we bidding for things, or
Not
Is that a
yet.
set
The
price?
auction is
I mean-
tomorrow, right? This is just a preview.
Correct. This is the preview of the auction. The prices listed are what the cons can purchase these items at, by virtue of being leaders, sub-commanders within their faction.
So I'm just gonna ask the guys to take a look and let me know what they think would be the biggest boon for our party based on the tasks that we have ahead of us.
The two most helpful rolls that we can make here are Knowledge Arcana or History to try to evaluate something's just monetary value.
Go. I have
It's-
ones in both of those, so.
Good thing you brought friends.
Yep.
Also, Detect Magic could be useful.
That's a you, Draco.
I don't think I have that
See-
skill.
That's a you playing
That's a
rollies.
spell.
Oh, it's a spell. Oh, detect magic. Duh. Get it together, Michelle.
figure it out?
Figure it out.
Okay,
Pitter
so
patter. Get at her.
the spell aspect of it, do I automatically know these spells and stuff? Because I didn't have that in my list of spells.
If you did not prepare it today, then you do not have it. I believe Detect Magic is a spell that a druid has access to, but you are what's called a prepared caster.
Right.
So every day you prepare those spells. If you don't have it in your spells prepared,
No, I don't.
You are unable to cast it today.
Wah, wah, wah.
Nobody has detect magic?
Not prepped.
Going just off of like intuitive guesswork, then the most valuable items are the armor of the Nomad Khopesh and Qatar at those prices. While you don't believe that they are magical, that is a very, very fair price for what is essentially studded leather armor, a long sword, and a dagger.
That's what I was thinking.
The 4 items at the bottom, Draco, you've been around magic items. These seem of substantially high quality. You have to assume that they're magical in nature. The Heka stone specifically, you can feel the magic within it. There's that inset blue pearl that as you like wave your hand over it, illuminates, and you can. There's almost like a static discharge that's trying to arc
Ooh.
between the stone and your hand. It's
Nice.
almost like whatever energy is in there wants to get to you.
That's
Like in a good way
really
or a
cool.
bad way?
There's attraction. I guess
Power.
attraction can be good or bad.
How about the cloak of the desert wraith?
It seems magical and of high quality, but without a spell,
excuse
we
me.
really can't. I can't cheat you more information.
Is there anyone here that we could ask? Like, are there merchants presenting these goods that would tell us more about the properties?
I will let you ask Kala since you have impressed her.
Okay.
Make a persuasion check, Oni. And you can do it with advantage because she seems to like you.
Well, bet neither of those are gonna do it. How about performance?
How about athletics?
She tells you that gauging the value of something is part of this process, and she wouldn't shortchange you the learning experience.
sounds
Nice.
That sounds about right.
All right, I'm gonna, on the sly, ask Draco to prepare that spell for tomorrow and ask if we'll have access to these items before the auction begins to look at them again with a clearer head. Unfortunately, I believe the mead has gotten to me.
She tells you yes, but the cons will have had a chance to pick through this between then and now. These all officially go to auction at noon when the sun is at its highest point.
So we can check them first thing tomorrow and they'll still be available?
Whatever cons don't purchase in the interim.
So
Okay.
you can buy it right now.
So we
if
can
if
buy
it's
it
something
right
you want,
now.
you can buy it right now.
Hmm.
Did
What
you
do you
bring the
guys
gold
think?
that's in the bag of holding on me?
No, but you said that you followed us down, and Amon and I are supposed to go meet you soon anyway. So I think...
I want to buy the armor, the
Okay.
whole set.
That's not the thing you should be buying right now.
Well, I mean, you have the gold, and you can buy that through your own inventory.
I can buy that for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
that's what I was.
but he can't. It's Oni's got to.
Well, she can buy it for him
yeah,
on
I can
his
purchase
behalf.
it. I'll purchase it. Or
Okay, but like I
Basically
want
just
Cloak
say-
of the Desert Wraith. What is that? I want it. I want it so bad.
You don't know it's even there.
I want
know
it.
that.
Turn your eyes.
We-
well,
Turn
Oni
your
and
eyes
I-
away.
Tony and I both know that that's like a you thing.
a you thing. Yeah, but that's a lot of gold, and
I mean,
our
I could
group
sell my body
gold-
for it. I'm not above that.
Our group gold. We would really
You're
need to
way
have.
you're way too shy for that.
I won't talk to people I don't know, but here's my
But
body.
I'll get naked for a cloak. That seems right.
So I'm not comfortable authorizing any purchases that dip into the group fund without discussing it as a group first. Any of the items that you are very interested in, we should take back to the team, but given our timeline, you let me know whether you think it's more important that we make these purchases now or that we tend to our other business and then come back with the chance that they'll be already sold.
Well,
I
the
think
Heka Stone's definitely calling out, dude. It's like, there's a lot of power in that. 600 gold is pretty high, but at the same time, I feel it's probably worth it. These guys, you know, try to wheel and deal we could, but
I think
I
we
doubt
should.
we'll be able to.
Are you asking? You're just asking those people.
Well, I'm asking the
I'm
three
there.
the two that are with me, and you are outside and you have the group funds. So I'm not going to approve any expenses until we've had a chance to talk to you and Hoppy. Because the other thing that we could consider is just doing a straight split of all of the group funds, and if there's anything that Hoppy is interested in, and then those who want a more expensive item can just borrow from individuals.
And I have a feeling these sending stones could be very valuable, especially for, you know, communications, if nothing else.
Yeah, they certainly could be if the group splits. But again, like Hoppy's trying to save money. So from his character's perspective, he's trying to save money to buy his freedom. So, I mean,
Yeah,
his
I
freedom is
wouldn't-
very important to him, probably more important than getting a Heka Stone and a
Anything.
Cloak of the Desert Wraith. Right.
Whenever we discuss items, you know what the coolest item would be?
Freedom.
Personal agency and not being owned by another person.
Yeah.
So I'm
But I
gonna
trust
go
you
ahead and
guys,
buy
so-
the armor of the Nomad, the Kopesh, and the Qatar. So I like take money out of my purse and go to hand it directly to the person, and then go, oh wait, and I hand it to Oni instead.
I don't accept it, and I just nod to the merchant and say, take my man's money.
My man's never had us the cash. What do we say, Amon? Do we say thank you, mommy?
No, give him whatever he
Yep.
asks. He has full authority to act
Sure.
on behalf of our party.
If you're comfortable, Caleb, you can, from the compendium, drag studded leather armor, longsword, and dagger from the compendium. Those items are functionally that is functionally what you just purchased. They
Okay, so
look
what is
like
it?
this. Studded leather armor, longsword, and dagger. They just look like a hooded Qatar, a Kopesh, and that design of leather armor.
I'm gonna step outside and let ask Renan to go get Hoppy, and who's playing with Andy Griffin, and have him come down so that we can discuss the group funds and the purchase of some of these more expensive items. We'll just do it quickly.
So really, just to shortcut the discussion, there's none of this stuff that I particularly know that I would want, and I do want to. I do have 287 gold. I would be willing to lend it to a person and/or to the group, since I know that you guys have helped me to get some measure of freedom, and I trust you to help me continue to get that. And we've got the 500 gold from the coupon that we are sending, so I know at least if it comes from the, I should get my money back by then.
Some of that money back. Okay.
Nothing else, we could sell some cubs, just saying. And a griffin.
Real quick, John, how do I actually drag and drop the items?
First you drag,
Then you drop.
then you drop.
All right,
Maybe I have to. Sorry, maybe I can figure this out.
No. I've pulled up studded leather armor in the compendium. Did you have problem finding it in the compendium?
I had my character sheet open as a separate window, so I closed that and reopened
Yep.
it. And
That will
that will
dick you over. Yeah, it won't work in the second window. So you got it now.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. And then the only other thought that I had is to make sure that you unequip whatever armor you were previously wearing, and make sure you've equipped the studded leather.
And make sure you do the math to take out the gold that you just spent.
Yeah, start stripping down in front of everybody in the store. There you go. Bow,
Um,
bow, wow.
So even though I want the Cloak of the Desert Wraith, I'm going to say that without anybody performing detect magic or being able to tell me what that is, I'm willing to gamble and see if it's still there tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want it real bad. She wants it real bad.
Well,
Can I try and
we know that
can I try and
Draco wants it
steal it?
also. I'm not. I don't want Hoppy to put any of his personal gold toward this particular purchase. So I'm fine if he's comfortable with us making purchases from the 783 gold. Is that right? 783 gold that we have in our group collective. Both Draco and Renan have at least 200 gold, if not more, to put toward the purchase of their items. So can we cover the rest of it? The rest of those purchases, you guys would go down to 0 gold. Can we cover the rest out of that group fund to purchase the Heka Stone and the cloak?
Yeah.
I'm also okay waiting. Like, I really am. Because I don't necessarily want to spend my money on something.
But
Yet.
what if the information that we get sends us away immediately and we don't come back?
Then I
SOL.
gambled wrong.
Okay.
This is who I am as a player. This is me.
Yeah, but how about your character?
Yeah, I think that she would. Well, if she wants it bad enough, first of all, she's just going to try to take it.
I don't
Like-
think that we should be stealing from our friends. At least not with
They're
the
not
chance that
my
we-
friends.
at
I don't
least not
have
with the chance
friends.
that we're
My
gonna
friends
be
are
hanging
you guys.
around. Okay, I'm just gonna ask Renan one more time. If the information that we get sends us away immediately, we might not have a chance to purchase this again. Are you sure you don't want to just pick it up?
No, I'm not sure. Do I want to spend all my money on this? Oh my, I'm going to regret it if I don't have it.
You could leave it up
Okay,
to the dice and do rollies.
Okay, what should I roll?
I don't know.
I
Let's
like
say
rollies.
odds buy it and evens don't.
I'd give you some extra money for it. I'd give you
Almost got a
200
guilty
gold.
conscience over there. Jeez.
I know. I'm.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
also
I'm
have
telling-
the
Overcompensating.
loot that we can sell.
What do
We
we say?
also
Odds
have-
by it, evens don't? I rolled an even.
Odds buy it, evens don't. Okay, so you're gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
Draco, you're buying the Heka Stone now.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
If you guys are okay
So,
with me,
how much
borrowing
gold
the
do you
money.
have?
I have 261.
261.
So that's what, 339? Oh my God, did I do bad math? Hate doing math in front of John.
339. You got it. Okay. So back 339 out of our group gold.
Yep.
And Draco's now poor. But he has a Heka
Yep.
Stone.
And you owe us
That's a big
339.
deal.
We need to remember that.
Okay.
Put
For
it in
the
the-
next time we purchase.
Well,
Put
I
it in
technically
the bank.
I don't think you understand how I'm banking, but okay, I'm gonna put it in my notes. If you saw how I was banking, you'd be appalled. Oh, okay.
It's perfect. All right. We should probably, while Draco is admiring his brand new shiny.
Ooh, it's so...
Does he get any more
Okay.
information now that he bought it?
Does he what?
Does he get more information now that he bought it? When I tell him what it is.
No, this one was bought without owner's manual. It was an open box deal.
Okay.
He'll have to wait till
That's very
tomorrow
nice.
when he can prepare the magic spell.
Okay, you need to add that to your. I'm gonna say here that Draco bought a Heka Stone, even though I should not.
Nice.
It contains the raw essence of Heka, which is
That's
the
awesome.
word given to magic on Geb. It is literally the essence of magic, and so whenever you are low or you require it, you can draw that essence out of the pearl and into yourself.
Jesus, that was a great purchase.
That was
Damn
an
it!
That's cool.
amazing purchase.
Fucking pissed right
I'm
now.
kind of curious about Bast's favor. We know what the sending stones do.
Damn it!
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We're gonna come back tomorrow. We'll see what's still available.
So pissed. Okay, fuck all these people. Let's go talk to some spirits.
I'm gonna watch
Pissed
her
off
Renan
now.
like stomp away with her shoulders down.
Nobody's
And
a babe anymore.
Wait for Amon to step out.
Still getting dressed.
Watching a 17-year-old turn into a 3-year-old before your eyes. You're welcome.
But I want it.
Can't I just take it? I don't understand.
Oh, I want it now.
I can take it without anyone knowing that it was me. Don't you understand that? We'll never get caught
Never ever.
until one of them sees me wearing it. Oh, God.
All right. After your auction preview hijinks, you return. The end of the feast is winding down. Most people have gone to bed or are in the process of going to bed. There are still some people smoking from communal hookahs. There is two attendants that are waiting. They were sitting sort of slouching at the table with like very sleepy eyes, but as they see you approach, they perk right up. They've been dispatched to show you where your sleeping quarters are, if you're ready for that.
Sure.
Next to the communal hall, there's a series of barracks. They lead you past that into a staircase that takes you to the second level of the structure, and there are some well-appointed like staterooms. There are 2 beds per room, and you guys have 3 in a row. They've been filled with dried goods, food rations, a water basin, and the closest approximation of a comfy bed that can be had out in the desert. So I imagine most of you are going to bed, save those who have a secret.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
Good night.
I think everyone else is passing out except for us.
Draco's still staring at his gem,
Oh, that's a good idea.
getting attuned
I'll
to
click
it.
the room with the magic torch.
The torch lights a naughty limerick etched into the
Nice.
doors.
There once was a man from Nantucket.
That kind of thing, yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
And you guys basically start getting ready for bed. That's Hoppy and Draco bedding down, and is it Amon, Oni, and Renan who are sneaky sneakers?
You want us to go over to the other chat?
Yeah, if Hoppy and
Okay.
Zach and Mark don't mind dropping down to secrets, that'd be great.
I'll drop into secrets then. Yeah.
Yes, please.
Enjoy your time away.
Bye.
All right. They drift off to sleep. You 3 now are on an errand of secrecy. You go upstairs to where Varenta initially talked to you, or Venestra, excuse me, and the draft, that air current that you felt before, is now cool instead of warm, but you can see the source of it now. The ceiling of her chamber here is now open to the sky, and there's a stone staircase leading up it that was not previously there.
Go.
If you ascend the staircase, you find yourself basically at the top of the plateau where all of these structures have been honed into the stone. There's a large bonfire built here and several small tents camping out, looking over the vastness of the desert before you. And Venestra tells you that she's happy to see that you've decided to join her.
We are happy to be here.
She asks those that have come with you if they understand what will be asked of them potentially.
We do.
You're entering the danger zone.
Danger
And not the Top Gun danger zone.
Tell us what is needed.
She has several attendants who start throwing satchels of sacred herbs into the fire. It's creating sort of this almost noxious smell at first that makes you a little lightheaded. And
Uh-oh, she's getting you stoned.
it gets to the point where you're almost like thinking about complaining about it when she assures you this is all part of the process. that we have to make you receptive to the spirits.
Yeah, she's getting us stoned. Cool.
This continues for a while. You notice that your vision starts to blur as you wave your hand in front of your face. Like you can see multiple illusional copies of your hand as it moves back and forth. And that's when you can start hearing like a concordance of echoing voices all around you. These disembodied ethereal voices sort of like are whispering. You can't quite hear words, but they're seemingly all around you, and there's no people attached to them. And she tells you that they have made contact with the spirit world. Now we must find a spirit willing to hear your plea. To entice them, the spirits will ask for something. Are you prepared?
I'm prepared.
I'm prepared.
She focuses for a moment with her eyes tightly closed, and when she opens them again, they are just stone white. There's no feature to them. Her eyes are motionless, just white, cloudy pools.
Yeah, I don't like this. Okay.
And she speaks in a voice that echoes. So as she says a thing, it's said 3 or 4 more times, each one slightly quieter and more distant than the next. And without really looking, not making eye contact with any of you, she points to Renan and says, "The spirits must know your greatest shame. Share with them.
Oh God, John.
As you are reluctant, she repeats it again. She insists that the spirits be told Renan's greatest shame.
Okay. I will tell her that before we found Oni, I stole, in order to keep Sari alive, I had stole like food and valuable goods from basically other street urchins, other orphans and it's the worst thing I've ever done. You thought I was going to be naughty and I wasn't. But
No, I can't believe you
I-
did that.
I almost went really naughty and I was like, nah, she would think that that's like a really terrible thing to do. I'm trying to role play as Renan, and just the fact that like I was so desperate that I would take from other children, knowing what that felt like,
I think
and
that's
knowing
very
that
accurate.
yeah,
For the stream, can we get the After Dark version?
no.
Babe,
Babe,
The After Dark version involved girl on girl action, so sorry.
you can just DM me that privately.
you were offering to, acquire your cloak in a similar fashion.
I am who I am. I am
You
who I
work with the
am.
assets that you got.
Almost as if she's somehow invigorated by that experience, the shaman says, "Yes, the spirits are nearly satisfied. They need only a bit more to make a choice. Her finger again, almost moving sort of like an out of control compass, moving back and forth between the members of the party, landing on Amon. What is your greatest failure?
Yes.
Amon, how have you failed them?
I'm the reason that our sister is gone. I didn't listen when she told me. And she left, and it's all my fault. And I will do anything, give anything to find her.
The shaman groans, almost like you sharing this deep secret about yourself was somehow pleasurable, both to
Gross.
her and the spirits she's channeling. Lastly, her finger again begins tracing between the three of you, landing on Oni. To whom do you truly serve?
Ooh.
Who is your master?
My family.
You can hear a bunch of spirits around cackle and cry and scream. Some say ego, some say vanity, some say herself. And the guide asks you one more time, who is your true master?
Ask me for blood or battle. I will give anything for my family.
She lets loose this shrill cry, a scream that almost seems to cause her pain. You can see her whole body contract and contort in this bizarre sort of like muscular spasm. You can see the veins in her hands and arms are now like proud above her skin, almost like the skin itself is being wrenched tight against the bone. And it seems as though a spirit has chosen to hear your plea. Her mouth opens, but her lips and tongue do not articulate. Acheron will hear your plea.
Thank you so much, Acheron. I'm assuming he's talking to me. That was an assumption.
Yes.
I need to know where my sister Sari is.
There's a moment of awkwardness. The campfire before you distorts and flashes in color, and the physical spirit manifests before you,
Oh dear.
no longer speaking through the vessel, but appearing to you as the disembodied ghost that calls itself Acheron. He says, "The path you seek to find a sister leads to uncertain fates. Sari is not lost, but in the eye of Horus a purpose she creates. Your time is short, the window always closing. Venture west until you find the palisades imposing. Be bold and venture in, defeat the vault of proving. Do not fear a fiery death from the Sphinx unmoving.
Dear
Along
God.
the path you travel, a favor owed to me. Destruction of a vessel is the price that you agree. An ibis made of clay with lapis eyes that number 3. Destroy it and your debt is forever paid to me."
Thank you for that haiku.
With
I'm
that,
gonna.
the spirit immediately vanishes. The flames subside and return to normal. And the shaman, what happened? Seemingly unaware of what happened. She's giving you the sense this is not a normal channeling.
For fear of crying in front of her, I just like bow, grab her hand, kiss the top of her hand, and walk away as I'm clearly very emotional. And please say that
I'll be
that,
following
is
you.
in writing somewhere.
I'm going to put it in a handout now.
Thank you.
Like, I tried to take notes on that as quick as I could.
Lapis eyes of 3. That's all I got.
That's pretty good, though. I don't know where to put it, though. Or, like, do I give it to everybody or just to you guys?
I
Oh
think
no,
we
you
would
can give
relay
it to
to
everybody.
Will you share the
Yeah.
information? Okay.
Yeah, you can
we-
give it to everybody.
We're gonna need the group to do this, so.
Yeah.
We have so many tasks just piling up and piling up
Well,
Dear God,
hopefully
John.
we can ask before we leave for the dire hyena, and that's 2 of the monsters that we needed, so that's cool.
Well, let's see if our friend takes no offense to us asking for the rare creature that his father gave him. Okay. Well, that just happened. I am very unnerved by the fact that our time is running out. I'm very upset. I feel so much pressure and sadness and also anger that my stupid sister would get herself into a stupid position where she desperately needs help and I can't get to her. I don't know why I just shared my inner monologue with all of you, but I did, so you're welcome.
Appreciate
I'm-
you.
I'm just on my knees, still crying that I said out loud what my deepest shame was.
And now you're crying in front of strangers, so.
What's going on, guys?
Okay,
You
fine.
guys are still asleep, so you won't know until we tell you.
Okay.
In the morning, we're all
Did you like my limerick?
we're all like super bummed and like doing
We got
the
another
slow
limerick,
peanuts
so-
walk back to our room.
Aw.
I
We
mean,
all
thank
just
you.
come into the room at the same time and just flop onto our beds. Sad.
Not really
Dude,
knowing
the
what
world
else
is
to do.
Spinning
I'm
right now.
just
What
gonna
the
give you
hell?
guys privacy with your thoughts.
I think that probably Zach and I are in the same room and you guys are in the other, so we don't know what's going on.
Okay.
That seems right. With your canteen wieners and your magic rocks.
Yep.
All right. Next morning.
Yeah, everybody goes to sleep. Some in various states of unrest, and some comfortably drunk.
Yep.
But the same morning finds all 5 of you. You wake at first light. There's a soft horn sound that works as like an alarm that seems to have woke everybody from bed. Actually, I need one quick sec.
Only if it's quick.
Can we use this as an opportunity to fill the guys in?
Yeah, absolutely. You can share some or all of the information. The handout is in handouts called Path to Sari.
Oh, let's just dive into that.
Only if you're ready, Renan.
I am not saying anything, but I understand that you have to tell them. So I'm just listening and looking down.
Amon, would you like to fill them in?
Guess not.
We consulted with spirits last night. Not the same spirits as you guys. And none of us cried. It was fine. It was totally chill.
Unrelated.
And we have a plan. We need to go west. We need to find a vessel. I'm not actually sure where to find the handouts, John. Where is that?
It's in the journal.
It looks
Should-
like a folded newspaper, maybe.
There's-
The third,
The journal
third panel
has-
to the top.
Yeah, NPCs, characters, magic items, handouts.
Yep, got it.
If I look at that, is it going to spoil something? Should I just wait for you guys to tell us?
Oh, we're
Just
telling
wait.
you right now. Yeah.
So everybody reads the
Read it
handout, they
again.
understand.
So
Yeah.
who are we killing?
A vessel.
Yeah, who are we killing?
Okay.
We're not necessarily killing anybody. We're destroying a vessel.
Which
That's
is
not
you-
a limerick.
I know that. Yes, you're correct. It is not technically a limerick. Oh.
Mark, there's not even
I'm
any
just
dicks
reading
in
over
this.
this again.
Not even one.
We have to go destroy a clay dildo.
No. Come on. All right, I'm ready to leave. I don't even care about anything else. I'm like,
What about
Let's
your nice
go.
little cloak?
I don't care.
Do we
I
want
wanna go.
to visit any merchants, or shall we just
Ask for the dire hyena. I'm gonna go try and sell
I
some
knew
shit.
this is what you were gonna want to do. We should have done it all last night. Gotta go.
I am who I am. No, we should definitely go see if the cloak is available. Give me one more chance for rollies.
Okay. I have good news and I have bad news. The good
Uh-huh.
news is that you guys have now shared everything with the party. The bad news is that the horn that you heard echo through the halls was not a wake-up call, but a call to arms. You
Right.
can hear guards and people scurrying past your room now. Eventually, one of them knocks on your door and says, "We must help defend the city."
Oh shit!
Oh, I'm gone.
Yep.
I'm up there. I'm in the front row.
Now's your chance to
What?
steal that cloak, Renan. While everybody
Yes,
else is busy, 'cause
exactly.
You're not going to be on the front line. Happy and I are running out the door.
I'm going to actually try to steal the cloak. They'll never know it was me.
Not that
I'm
you'll
not
be
even
wearing it or
lying.
anything.
No, I'll shove it in my bag of holding.
I'll also steal anything else that you can find of value.
We go from heroes to thieves.
Preferably the stone and
What is the difference between a hero and a thief? The line is very gray. I'm taking what I want because that's who I am as a person. And if it helps me find my sister, I do not feel bad about it at all.
Amon, are you following Renan or are you coming with us?
I'm more concerned about my little sister than the city, so
Keep
I'm
her
gonna
safe.
follow
Okay,
her. Yeah.
Perfect. And Draco?
Flame on! Let's go.
Let's go. All right.
So, I have a combat planned. It is 11:30. Do we want to try to rush through a combat, like fast
Yeah.
forward-ish? Do we want to call it early here? Do we want to do things slightly out of order and know that, like in real life, we would do the combat and then the other things, or do we just do the other things now and start next session with a combat?
I say we do the other things now and start next session with a combat.
It's a little bit incongruous, but
I feel like we'll have more bargaining power if we help them defend the city to make the request for the hyena. So I don't think that we can do
Say we
that.
hold off until tomorrow
Yeah.
or next time.
They may also be willing to give us some of those items and or pay us for our services so that
If we are
you could buy the
badass.
cloak.
She makes
You
good
are
points.
Successful in
Is there any
stealing it.
indication from the hustle and bustle of what is happening outside?
Yeah, has anyone asked or even
no.
thought to ask?
As that question is being spoken aloud, Draco, there's a sudden searing pain that runs up your arm to your shoulder at the joint of your neck. A burning sensation returns to you.
Oh.
You start feeling like the hot sweats and you are like taken emotionally, psychologically back to that moment in the cave where the serpapard bit you, and you can feel the sense of creatures hunting the citizens of this village. For a brief moment, you feel like a prey animal being predated.
Guys,
And
if it's a bunch of serpopods, that's 500 gold ahead.
all you
Let's-
can say is,
Let's do it.
they're here.
They're here. And
I'm
man, that just hurts. I think it's the horde of serpopods. Because my bite is burning.
Well, we know what that means. Keep Andy and the cubs secured
As
somewhere.
bait. Yes, as bait.
No, not as bait.
I'll move you guys to the
PETA
combat.
fucking hates you, Draco. PETA is coming after you. Don't own animals, okay?
PETA kills more animals than they help. Come on now.
Okay. Ooh,
I'm not.
3 of them.
3
Alright.
of them? Great. Y'all are dead.
I think I'm gonna put on my shields.
Didn't even see him.
It's a larger map. You may have to zoom out a bit. Or
Hey,
Just a bullet 'em.
thanks. Oh, now I see him.
Are we gonna fight, John?
if you think we can get through it in 20 minutes, I'm happy to. Or we just start next session here.
We start next session.
Yeah, this will be
Okay.
a really fun place to start next session.
This one was a lot of, role playing. Next one will be fighting. It'll be good.
Yeah.
just so you guys know, I may be trying to come up to the Central Coast next weekend, so
Hey!
I should still be able to play. I've got the magazines for you, John, and so I don't know where I'll be playing from, but that'll be easy because I can have Mama watch Mathis.
Awesome. Can't wait to see you.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I guess it's a good place to end as any. So,
Yeah.
unless there's anything else you wanted to touch on, John.
No, it seems like Oni's probably right in that your collective bargaining power might be greater after a heroic deed. And
1,500 gold. We're looking at 1,500 gold, guys.
yeah, if we collect on
Doubled.
that bounty, you do get more money, which is more money to throw
That's
at
3,000 gold.
auction magic items, maybe. I don't know.
We hear
don't know if
you.
we're gonna
We
get
hear you
double.
metagaming. You guys suck ass. You just won't let me just steal shit. I just want to take everything. God. Oppressive sisters and brothers.
You can, but remember, I have a very big reputation, like public reputation, that I have to
Oh,
try
I thought
to
it's ego.
keep
I thought you were
going.
going to say ego. Sorry.
Because that's how I fund the underground, right? So I have
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
I have to keep that kind of
Renan
stuff
tries
going.
to sneak out the back door, and I just catch her by the collar, and I'm like, nope. You're
Amon's-
staying with us.
Amon's got it. He's the one that makes it all work on the back end so that I can be the face person and he can maneuver things in the shadows.
I'm still throwing my toddler fit, so
But I want my cloak.
Nice. All right. Then we'll pick up here next Sunday. That is the 26th. Yes, 26th, 9 a.m.
Awesome.
One thing in parting, in the character journal, there is a new tab that I've added called "Things I Know?" Question mark. I will. Some of you will see a thing there for you now, and some of you will see nothing probably. These are just tidbits of information that might become relevant to a character at some point in the immediate future
Nice.
or distant future that your character might know. I will make them, visible only to the character who knows that information.
Nice.
So I would just maybe at the beginning of each session just check that folder to see if you know anything new today.
Nice.
Sweet.
Where's that going to be in the handouts? The journal?
In the journal below handouts called "Things I Know."
Things I know? Question mark.
I know nothing.
Correct. It's my attempt
Sounds
to sort
cool.
of rather than being like, this is a thing your character would know, and you go, is it? And then I have to narrate the thing that your
Right.
character would know. So instead, I'm trying something new
I
this
like
time
it.
and
I
feeding
like
you
it. That's a good
prematurely things
idea.
your characters would know.
Okay, yeah. Good
Awesome.
idea.
All right.
All right,
I will
gang.
see everybody next
See
week.
you next week.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
see you in an hour and 22
that-
minutes, John.
That is correct.